Hi everyone, my name is Ariel Huggins and I am Star Director of Nomad Tribe, #It's Your Move. I am beyond stoked today to talk to you about stay-at-home parties and the virtual option that we have been guided into these last few months if we haven't been doing it already. So a little bit about me, I've been doing the Scentsy gig for almost 7 years. I started my business when we were stationed overseas in South Korea, and so I understand the need to adapt and move your business across the world. And with that adaptability comes the need to be creative and to find different ways to work and run your business. So let's dive right into these stay-at-home parties, a virtual option. So just so you know, my notes are over to the side here. So if you see me looking over, I am looking at my notes to make sure I don't miss anything because I have some really good content to share with you guys. And I hope that you have a notebook ready. If not, go ahead and pause this video, grab a notebook, and make sure you can jot some notes down. Anything that inspires you or strikes you as an actionable item that you can take away and implement in your business right away. So let's get started. Why do you need to be able to adapt your business? Well, as we've seen these last few months, things can change in the blink of an eye. And whether that's you moving overseas, whether it's a worldwide pandemic happening, or whether it's just a season in your life is changing and you need to figure out how to run your business differently, this is going to help you find that new creativity and find that new way of change and not let it feel like something that is happening to you, but rather you are adjusting with it. I hope that makes sense. So we're going to talk about how to have these booking conversations, what you can do with your business and your customers, your personal VIPs, how you can host coach, and the actual virtual party, what it looks like, and how to kind of run it and how to make it successful. And then what happens sometimes if it doesn't. We're going to talk about all of that. So the first thing I think that we oftentimes get hung up on is, how do I ask? And I know I have let myself get so overwhelmed and overworked with the idea of how do I ask and running every possible scenario in my head of their answers without even having asked that I talk myself out of it. And I think a lot of you can relate to that too, because sometimes we just work it up so much in our minds that we just end up not doing it, right? It's analysis paralysis. So try not to overanalyze what you do and simply ask, because if they don't want free and half price products, they're going to tell you no. So I want to share with you how I started when this whole turn of events started a couple months ago, how I started working my business differently. So I started in March. I decided I'm going to do a special VIP bingo night that's going to just show my love for my VIPs, share with them the fun stuff that I had, and just a fun night to have a beverage with a friend when we couldn't actually be with each other in person, right? It was a socially distanced bingo game. And so I invited them. We had a lot of fun. Everybody got a free card just for coming to hang out, and they had opportunities to earn free spaces in my event. I had it set up as a separate event within my VIP group. And so I had a couple posts leading up to the actual bingo event where I called the numbers live, but the posts leading up to the event included opportunities to earn free spaces. And so that means I was encouraging engagement in the group itself so that they could learn about the products, so I could find out what they have and have not yet tried. Or if it was a themed one, it was, how much do you know about this show and how silly is it? So my customer VIP event, I did a Big Bang Theory Bazingo. If you're a fan of the Big Bang Theory, you understand the reference, but I did a Bazingo party and they had such a blast with it. So they could earn free spaces leading up to it, and then we played the game. I gave out some prizes and it was so much fun. And I actually ended up booking 4 parties from that night. And it was simply a, hey, thank you for coming to hang out. Let me know if I can help you with your order, or if you'd like to earn some free and half price items for yourself by doing a fun thing like this with your friends, since we can't hang out in person, let's make it happen. And they did, and they loved it. It was so fun. I did a couple different themes from their favorite TV shows or favorite movies, and I just kept it fun and engaging. So it was a simple ask with the people who I already felt connected with. So if you're having issues of, how am I going to talk to a stranger who I just met about Scentsy? Ask somebody you're comfortable with first to get the jitters out of the way so that you kind of work on your verbiage, and then you feel comfortable asking other customers who maybe haven't partied with you before. So that's about the booking, and that's the how to ask. And sometimes I also utilize my Google Forms. So if I have a host who maybe I don't know their circle of people, I have their people fill out a Google form. Then I can place the order for them. I can make that connection with them, make sure they're saving the best, doing the bundle, saving the most with bundle and save options. And then at the bottom of my Google form, I have 2 questions where they rank 1 to 5 their interest of hosting and joining. And that's a super casual, non-confrontational, on-the-spot way to ask if they want to party or if they want to join, if they've ever thought about joining. So that's a fun way to do it too, is to ask on a Google form those 2 questions. Okay, and then my final way to ask is super fun. If it doesn't have to do with a bingo party, if it's just one of my regular follow-ups, I say, hey Jane, I hope you are loving your Scentsy goodies. I am so jazzed that you bought, C3PO. How does your kiddo love him? And engage in the conversation, build that relationship, and then you can ask, I'd love to help you get your next round of Scentsy at free and half price. Did you want me to set up a personal shopping link for you and your friends? Easy, right? It's casual. It's a personal shopping link. It doesn't have the overbearing feeling of, I have to have a party, that sometimes comes with, do you want me to set up a Facebook party? So I like to keep it casual with that as well, of just, do you want me to set up a personal shopping link for you and your friends? Boom. And then later, as it goes on, if they want a Facebook page or an event or a bingo night or for you to go live for 30 minutes, you can absolutely offer that, because adaptability and changing goes along with the business. Because maybe your customer doesn't understand that the option is there for the live Facebook party. Maybe they think, well, a text party would be nice, or, just sharing a link with my friends would be nice, but maybe they want to know more. So make sure they know all their options too, but try not to overwhelm them with all of the options. Again, it comes with that analysis paralysis. When we give them too much information, when we word vomit, sometimes that's a, ooh, no thanks to a lot of people. Okay, so the booking, the how to ask, and the themes. Like I talked about, there are so many ways that you can do this. If it's Halloween coming up, which is my favorite holiday, you can always do a fun Halloween theme and just decorate your setup space with some fun Halloween stuff. Or you can have games within your party about which witch's hat, I don't know. You can have fun games. Anyway, the idea is that you can theme it and make it fun and engaging. So now let's get to some tips for partying virtually. You guys, I think the most important part is your host coaching, because that is truly what can make or break a party. So with host coaching, it's not, hey, invite all your friends on Facebook to the party and let's see if we can get any sales. That's not host coaching. That is like the worst thing that you can do. Because I want you to imagine that a Facebook party is like an in-home party. So host coach the same. Would you have your host invite everybody they know over to their house, to their personal residence, and then would you tell her to go sit in her room and, play games while you engage with the rest of her customers? No. Would you tell your host to go out back and just hang out by himself while all of his friends are inside, just sit there twiddling his thumbs? No, you would want him engaged, right? So what I mean by that is you want a small, intimate group. You don't want 500 people at your house. That's insane. That would not give you the ability to connect with people in a manner that builds relationships. So you want your host to think of 10 to 20 people who he really wants there, and then have him send out those invites, and then maybe even post on Facebook, hey, I am having a Facebook party. I would love for you to come. It's themed, what's my favorite show? Let's just do The Big Bang Theory. It's themed The Big Bang Theory. I'd love for you to come hang out with me and my Scentsy gal, Ariel. Awesome. And then he opens that up for people to say, yes, I want to be there. And then when he sends the personal invites to people, he can say, hey, I am having a Big Bang Theory themed party. It's going to be amazing. My host is going to be, there's going to be bingo prizes. There's going to be fun. Do you want an invite? And then again, that gives the opportunity for him to ask his friends personally, and then for them to say yes or no. We don't just want to blank mass invite people, because that's frustrating. How many invites have you gotten to parties and you think, I wasn't even asked? I don't want this. Or maybe there's something that you've been eyeing and somebody mass invites you, doesn't tell you anything about it, and you miss it. So the point of actually inviting people individually is to build that relationship, build the connection, and make sure that they know that you want them there. So that is the inviting the people. Next is, once the party is actually going, your host needs to be engaged. So if somebody has a question, he can answer the question, or maybe he can tag you, because you might miss it, right? So having your host be engaged and active and tagging people in, like, hey, did you see this fragrance flower? I think you would love this for your office. Making sure that he knows his people and that his people know that he's there for them, with you, excited for the Scentsy party. Something I love having my hosts do, if I'm doing a live party or a bingo, I love having my hosts, they have a separate browser open with my website and their link directly, and I have them share links of things that I might be talking about but don't have on display, because you don't need to have one of everything on display. I have a pretty good display set up because I've been doing this a long time and I've accumulated things. Some things I've stolen from my kids' rooms. You don't have to have everything though. So if there is something that you don't have your host with their link on your website ready to drop and share with everybody when you're talking about it. You can say, oh, hey Jane, I don't know if you saw we have the mini fan diffuser. I only have it in gray. If you could drop the links for the blush and the mint, that would be amazing. And then the people can see the other options that we have, right? So it's a great way to have the host engaged, and it makes it feel like they're offering a refreshment. If this were an in-home party, hey, can I offer you a refill on your beverage? Awesome. It's the, hey, I'm going to drag and drop this link for you so you can see what she's talking about. So that's the host coaching. You want them engaged, you want them there. And then the final thing is you want to actually engage with the people yourself too, because you don't just want the host engaging unless they're planning to join. You want to make sure that you're connecting with their people too. So reach out via private message. Make sure you know that you are excited that they are at the party, or that they tuned in live, or that they won a bingo prize and you're so excited for them. Invite them to your VIP group if you have one. Make sure they know that you are there to take care of them, because when they feel that relationship and that connection with you, you're going to be their Scentsy gal or guy, and they're going to be coming back to you because you took the time to build that relationship with them. Okay, so we talked about booking the party, how to ask, different themes that you can do, and host coaching. So now you're at the party. What do? You want to draw people in with your setup. So if you're doing a live 30-minute party or a bingo party and you have a live display, you want to keep it simple, but you also want to make sure that it's engaging. Like you can see the Cheshire Cat here. The eyes are kind of peeping up from the bottom. I mean, that would grab my attention. So keep it engaging, keep it simple. Again, you don't have to have everything. If you only have a simple shelf, put some thought into how it's displayed so you can point at and talk to the products, and be ready to get excited and share your energy with whatever display you do have. Okay, and what works? What works for me, this setup may work for me, but it might not work for you. So I hope you're writing down any nuggets that you think, aha, this could work in my business. And if it doesn't work, maybe write it down to share with a teammate or a friend, and know that, okay, it may not work for you. You've already tried it before. It's not your jam, but it could help somebody else. Because we don't all process the same things the same ways. We don't operate the same. And even 6 years ago, Ariel doesn't do business the same way that I do now. And so understanding that you have all of this giant toolbox and you have all these tools in here, and you're not going to use the same tool for hanging a picture that you're going to use for building a shelf, right? So taking out the tools that you need for whichever project you're working on is going to be key. But knowing that you have that toolbox ready and available is so important, because you never know what kind of project you're going to come across. So booking the parties, connecting with your hosts, asking how they want to be communicated with, if they prefer text or phone call or Facebook, making sure you're connecting with them at their level, and understanding that it's not always going to go as planned. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many flopped Facebook parties we've had. Whether it was because the host didn't follow my host coaching, or maybe it was before I did host coaching well and it flopped because of me. Maybe the people just didn't want to interact, but the host did every single thing that she could that you told her to, or his people were just like not into it. That's okay. Understanding that sometimes we need to pivot in our business is going to help you keep that positive mindset and move forward versus dwelling on what happened. So, what happens when a party fails? I'm going to tell you what I do, and then you can take what you will from that. When a party fails and it's just because the host did everything that I told him to and his people just weren't interested, I like to offer him the perpetual party reward with my next closing order, because gosh darn it, if he busted his butt to get those orders and his people were not into it, I want to make sure that I still show him that I appreciated that he tried and his efforts were not unnoticed, right? Or what if my host just didn't do what I asked her to? What if she said, yeah, I'm doing that, but I could see she didn't post on her timeline, she didn't follow the instructions that I shared with her, she didn't tag people, she didn't invite people? What if that happens? You can thank her and offer her a free scent circle with her purchase on your next party order, or just simply say thank you, send her a postcard and let her know that you'd love to add anything else to your next order for her, and you can schedule for a different time, because maybe she's going through something that you don't know, and that's why she didn't put her effort into it. You never know what's going on in somebody else's life, so try not to judge somebody based on your one-time interaction or a season they're in, right? So don't brush them off. Just say thank you, and maybe you can schedule a party for next season. So that is what I have to share with you today. Like, what are you going to do? Okay, I have some questions for you. Well, what are you going to do? Yes, but ask yourself, what idea or concept did I talk about? Can you take away and implement in your business today? Like right away. What one thing can you do? I want you to write that down in your notebook. And then ask yourself, what are you going to need to do to put this idea into practice? So if you're going to do a themed bingo party, what are the steps that you need to do to make that happen? And then write your plan down, because I swear, some of the best ideas I have are in the shower when I can't write anything down, and then I come out and I think, I probably could have made $1 million off that idea. I can't remember, right? So make sure you write it down, what you're going to do, create a plan, and then do it. I would love to hear how you're implementing this. If you had any nuggets that you think are going to work for you or a teammate or a friend, I would love to hear how your business is going to grow, not only from my training, but from the other trainings that have been presented during this virtual reunion this year. So write it down. Make it happen, and try not to overthink it. Again, don't let that analysis paralysis take over. Take action instead. Live your best life and make magic happen. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for watching all of the training videos, but more importantly, thank you for investing in you. I know that your time is valuable, and I want to say that I just appreciate so much you training yourself. I tell my team that is one of the biggest things that you can do for your business is training yourself. So thank you for investing in you. I hope everybody has a wonderful time with this virtual reunion. And as I tell my team after every video, it's your move. All right, you guys, make it happen.